Every single day, you grab your keys, you say goodbye to your cat, you walk out the door, and the moment that door closes, your cat becomes a completely different animal. Not the cat you know, not the one who ignores you from the couch, or meows for food at 6 a.m. A different version, one you have never seen, one that only comes out when you are gone. Researchers actually attached cameras and GPS trackers to cats to find out what they do when left alone. What they discovered was so unexpected, so strange, and honestly so funny that it completely changed how we understand cats. This is what your cat does when you leave, and I promise you are not ready for some of this.
Chapter 1. The first 10 minutes after you leave.
Let's start at the very beginning. You just left. Door closed. What happens first? Your cat watches you leave. Almost every cat does this. They find a window, usually the one with the best view of where you went, and they sit there, watching, tracking you until you disappear completely. Now here is the part that gets people. This is not curiosity. This is not boredom. Cats are creatures of routine. You leaving is a disruption to their world. And for a few minutes after you go, they are actually processing that disruption, checking that you are really gone, making sure the environment is safe. After the window, they go straight to your stuff, your shoes, your jacket, the chair you always sit in, your side of the bed. They sniff everything you touched that morning, every single item. This is not random. Your smell is their version of security. When you are not there, your scent is the next best thing. They are surrounding themselves with you, with the smell of their person, while their person is gone. That is not an animal that doesn't care about you. That is an animal that misses you before you have even made it to your car. Then, silence. For anywhere between 10 and 30 minutes after you leave, most cats just sit, still, quiet, in the middle of the room or on top of their favorite spot. Researchers who studied this behavior with indoor cameras described it as a settling period. The cat is adjusting to the new reality of the space. It is quieter. The energy is different. You are not there.
Some cats do this for 10 minutes. Some cats do it for longer. And a small number of cats, the ones with the deepest attachments to their owners, show signs of genuine distress during this period, pacing, vocalizing, searching each room.
Chapter 2. What they actually do all day.
Okay, so after the settling period, what does your cat actually do for the next 8 hours? The honest answer is going to disappoint you a little bit. They sleep. A lot. Up to 16 hours a day. And when you are not home, there is nothing to interrupt that. No movement, no sound, no one opening the fridge. Just pure, uninterrupted, world-class sleeping. But here is what makes it interesting. Where they sleep changes completely when you are gone. When you are home, most cats sleep in specific spots. Their bed, a corner of the couch, a patch of sunlight. When you are gone, they expand. They take over. Your bed, your pillow, your side of everything. Cameras installed in homes have caught cats doing things like sleeping spread eagle in the dead center of a king-size bed, occupying every single couch cushion across multiple naps, sleeping in places they never use when their owner is present. It is not defiance, it is comfort. Your smell is strongest in the places you spend the most time. Your bed smells more like you than anywhere else in the house, and your cat spends the whole day buried in that smell. Think about that next time you find a warm spot on your pillow when you get home. They were there the whole time, waiting. Between sleep sessions, and this is where it gets entertaining, cats do something researchers call environment patrol. Every few hours, your cat wakes up, gets up, and walks the entire house, room by room, methodically. Sniffing corners, checking windows, jumping on counters they are absolutely not supposed to be on. This is instinct. In the wild, a cat's territory needs to be checked regularly for signs of intruders, prey, or change. Your home is your cat's territory, and when you are not there to be part of the patrol, they do it alone. Studies with GPS-tracked indoor cats found that most cats complete at least 2 to 3 full circuits of their home per day when left alone. Every room, every corner, every surface. Yes, that includes your counter and your dining table and that shelf you told them not to go on. Every single rule you have ever made about where the cat is not allowed. Those rules exist only when you are home. The moment you leave, the entire house is theirs. No exceptions. The counter, the table, the top of the fridge, the inside of every open cabinet they can squeeze into. If it exists in your home, your cat has been on it multiple times while looking completely unbothered about it.
Chapter 3. The weird stuff. Now we get to the part that is going to make you look at your home differently, the weird stuff that cats do when no one is watching. Cameras installed in homes for research purposes, and by curious owners, have caught cats doing things that are genuinely difficult to explain. Let me walk you through the most common ones. The wall stare. Your cat will find a random wall, usually a corner, usually somewhere unremarkable, and stare at it intensely for minutes at a time. Sometimes they track something along the wall with their eyes. Sometimes they just stare. The explanation is straightforward, but still kind of unsettling. Cats can hear frequencies humans cannot. Mice, insects, and other small animals inside walls make sounds completely inaudible to you that your cat hears perfectly clearly. They are not seeing ghosts. They are listening to things living inside your walls. Whether that explanation makes you feel better or worse is entirely up to you.
The random sprint. You have seen this when you are home, but it happens far more when you are gone. Your cat will be completely still, asleep, sitting, doing nothing, and then suddenly explode into a full sprint, across the room, down the hallway, up the stairs, back down, stopping as suddenly as they started. This is called frenetic random activity periods, or FRAPs, and it is completely normal. Cats are ambush predators, who evolved to conserve energy for explosive bursts of action. When that energy builds up with nowhere to go, it releases all at once in a sprint that serves absolutely no purpose except to use it up. Home cameras have caught cats doing this at incredibly specific times, often around dusk, often in the middle of the night. And this is the part people find funniest, often timed to run toward the front door right before the owner arrives home, as if they heard the car, because they probably did. The talking. Most cats are significantly more vocal when home alone than when their owner is present. Camera footage consistently shows cats meowing at windows, chirping at birds through the glass, making that strange chattering sound with their jaw when they see prey they cannot reach.
Some cats meow loudly at nothing, at walls, at the ceiling, at their own reflection in a dark window. A few cats have been caught on camera having what can only be described as full conversations with themselves. Long sequences of meows and chirps and trills with no audience and no apparent trigger. Remember, cats do not meow at other cats. Meowing is a behavior they developed specifically to communicate with humans. So when they do it alone, who exactly are they talking to?
Chapter 4. The social life you did not know about.
This chapter is specifically for people with outdoor cats, because what outdoor cats get up to when left alone is a whole separate level of surprising. GPS tracking studies on outdoor domestic cats have revealed something that genuinely shocked the researchers who conducted them. Your cat has a social life, a real one, with other cats in the neighborhood. A social life you know absolutely nothing about. Outdoor cats do not just wander randomly. They follow established routes. They have regular meeting spots, specific trees, specific fence posts, specific corners, where they encounter the same cats at roughly the same times. Some of these encounters are territorial, stare-downs, posturing, the occasional standoff, but many of them are not. GPS data has shown cats from different households spending significant time in close proximity without conflict, sitting next to each other, moving through the same spaces, coexisting in ways their indoor behavior would never suggest they were capable of. A landmark GPS study tracked 50 outdoor cats in a single neighborhood over several months. The cats had carved the neighborhood into a complex overlapping map of personal territories and shared neutral zones. They knew each other's schedules. They avoided conflict by using the same spaces at different times. The level of social coordination was far more sophisticated than anyone expected from animals we call solitary. Your cat also has a territory that is almost certainly bigger than you imagine. The average outdoor domestic cat roams a territory of roughly 5 acres. Some cats cover significantly more. They know every garden, every shortcut, every gap in every fence within that territory. They have mental maps of their neighborhoods that are detailed and constantly updated, and they patrol that territory regularly, not just exploring, patrolling, checking the borders, marking certain spots, noting what has changed since the last visit. The cat who comes in at 6 p.m. and falls asleep on your lap has spent the day running a complex territorial operation across multiple properties, navigating a social landscape with multiple other cats, and conducting what amounts to a full working day, all while you thought they were just wandering around outside. You live with a small, professional, highly organized predator who is running a whole separate life alongside the one they share with you.
Chapter 5. The 10 minutes before you get home. This is the part of the video I want you to pay the most attention to, because this is where everything we have talked about comes together into something that is genuinely remarkable. Multiple studies and hundreds of home camera videos have documented the same thing. Cats who have been asleep or inactive for hours will suddenly become alert and move toward the front door at a specific time, not when they hear a car, not when they hear footsteps, before any of that is audible. Researchers who studied this found that many cats begin their door-waiting behavior 5 to 10 minutes before their owner arrives home, before the car is within hearing distance, before any normal sensory cue is available. The leading explanation is routine. Cats have an internal clock of extraordinary precision. They learn your schedule, not roughly, not approximately, but exactly. They know what time you leave. They track the passage of the day, and they know what time you come back.
That cat sitting at the door when you get home, they did not just wander over when they heard you. They have been there, waiting for you for minutes before you arrived. Think about every time you have come home to your cat already at the door, already looking at you the moment it opens, like they knew. They did know. The animal that spent the whole day running their secret life, patrolling their territory, sleeping in your spot, talking to walls, sprinting for no reason, stopped all of it, came to the door, and waited for you to come back.
Your cat has a whole life you never see. They watch you leave. They smell everything you touched. They sleep in your spot. They patrol every room. They stare at walls and sprint for no reason and talk to themselves in an empty house. They have social lives and territorial maps and internal clocks more accurate than most alarms. And then, without fail, they come back to the door and they wait. Because the secret life, it is not their real life. You are. Tell me in the comments, what is the weirdest thing your cat has ever done when you came home unexpectedly? I want to know, and I read every single comment. If this made you want to set up a camera at home, do it. The footage will change your life, and when it does, come back and tell me what you found. See you in the next one.